Hi everyone, my name is Dakota White. I am a sophomore at Arizona State University and I am studying special education and elementary education. For this presentation, I chose to focus on the educational achievement gap. This is a term often used in education to describe any significant and persistent disparity in academic performance or educational attainment between different groups of students. And this was an article I found using this definition from 2013. So, what is the educational achievement gap? This gap is the difference in educational experience that a white student will have compared to a minority student, or a low income household will have compared to a high income household. Just any innate disparities that happen because life happens. But what we can do as educators to kind of fill those gaps and make it an equal opportunity for everyone. So there's a little bit more background knowledge. I have this video for us to play.
So we all know that rising income inequality is hurting working families today. But did you know that it's also putting the next generation of Americans at risk and holding back our economy? That's because all too often, children from Black and Hispanic families lack the valuable resources at home to prepare them for college and to get a good job. Children of color are now the majority of K through 12 students in the US and will play a major role in our future workforce. In order to fix this inequality, we must address the huge academic achievement gaps that exist between children of color and their white peers. Closing them will be a boon for our economy and all Americans. It will be difficult, but we can do it. How? Consider two children. Adam's parents can afford to send him to preschool. His father can take off work when he's sick. Adam also gets to participate in extracurricular activities. His parents can pay for a tutor for homework. And when Adam enters high school, he's prepared for challenging courses. By the time he's college age, Adam is prepared for success. Then there's Maria. Maria didn't go to preschool, and she has to juggle doing her homework and taking care of her siblings while her parents work two jobs. She enters high school already behind her peers, and she'll graduate far behind them. She'll be less prepared for college and a good job. So how can we ensure that all kids are able to reach their full academic potential? We need a host of family-friendly policies. These policies will help close the academic achievement gap between children of color and their peers by providing all students with the resources they need to get a higher paying job. This leads to a stronger economy. In fact, if we invest in our students today, our GDP could be $2.3 trillion larger by 2050. Tax revenues would increase an average of $198 billion each year. Investing in our children is a critical step to securing everyone's economic future. We need to act now. Learn more about how we can better prepare tomorrow's workforce at www.americanprogress.org.
Okay, so I hope that gives everybody a better idea of the larger issue at hand that we are facing as educators. So now I'm just gonna go over quickly what covers it, or what it is exactly, because the video took care of most of that. So the main thing about the achievement gap is it's not something that comes in waves. It is here and it is prevalent all the time. There's not really any point where it kind of lets go and we're all caught up. That's going to be our goal, is to make sure that everybody ends up caught up. So this gap is largely caused by the racial differences due to the associated opportunities that white students have that minority students might not receive. And the largest one that I found was preschool. So this is from Pros and Cons of Preschool, an article published this last year. There are many well-known advantages of early childhood education, including inspiring a love of learning. Preschools can help your child gain admission to elementary programs. Many elementary schools look favorably on preschool educated kids. So these kids are already gaining an opportunity before they're even 5 years old. That is a major disparity. The next part comes in is low income households. The Hetchinger report states that this reality hits youth living in low-income communities the hardest, contributing to the the growing achievement gap. Their families are often unable to provide constant adult supervision during work and evening hours or afford enriching summer camps. And these summer camps are kind of where the gap gets filled. When a child is out of school for 2 months, one that is attending camps and can take summer learning classes is keeping up with their education and can even excel. But one that has to take care of siblings, is staying home, is playing video games, whatever that looks like for them, they are falling even further behind. And lastly, location matters. Different school districts in different counties have different funding, and these differences in location affect the overall educational experience. So the Mesa School District isn't going to get as much funding as the Kyrene School District, increasing disparities right there, and depending on which school you go to, further increasing these gaps. So, what can we do to fix it? I just threw a lot of negative things at you, but what can we change now? So, the main keys to closing the achievement gap are going to be firstly, is relationships. So, we need to figure out with these parents, with these students, with the teachers and administration, we need to figure out what this unified front is going to look like for us to help these children catch up. Next is going to be academic support. We need to link students to tutoring, to free summer camps, to modified assignments. We need to meet these kids where they're at and provide the most opportunities that we can with these limited resources. Access to rigor, and I say that in terms of support, not letting the children off easily and giving them less work because we need to meet them where they are. They need to be challenged, but they need to also be supported with the right resources. In college and career readiness, by the time these kids are hearing about college, their junior and senior year of high school, it's too late. I, as a first generation student in a Title I high school, found out about university my sophomore year of high school, and I almost didn't make it. So if we can reach these kids when they're younger and explain the possibilities that are out there and what steps they need to take to achieve these goals, that is how we can help prepare them. And by doing that, we need to get the family and the community engaged. This learning experience that we are having, we need to have it as a community, and we need to rely on those resources that are out there and available for us. So we need to engage everyone and make this an opportunity to produce successful citizens. And lastly, being ready to learn. Above all else, these children need room to be natural inquisitors and scientists and writers and scholars, things that they're born with and that they want to do naturally, but aren't always given the opportunity to do. We need to promote this excitement and make learning something that they can't get enough of. Self-belief and hard work will always earn you success, and that's not always communicated in a classroom. So this is everything that I have. The last bubble is my references. I hope that this has opened a new idea to you about what the achievement gap is and how we can fix it, because it is not something that is talked about frequently. I hope this sheds some light on the situation. Thank you.